Hello and welcome to Citizen Earned, where I unpack what it means to be the best American citizen from an immigrant's perspective. Previously, what I've covered as my guide to answer this question or unpack this idea are the big three: the Declaration of Independence, which is the promise of freedom, the Constitution, which is the manual or the run book on how to run the government to be able to deliver on that promise of freedom, and the Bill of Rights. Amendments 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which is, I consider, the citizen's task. Rights, which citizens should know and exercise on a regular daily basis to be able to do their part to deliver on the promise of freedom made by the Declaration of Independence. All of this to be able to fulfill my oath of allegiance, which included the passage to protect against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. To be able to protect against enemies, foreign and domestic, I have to know what I'm doing. So, I gotta learn. If you haven't watched the other videos, you might want to go check them out. And now on to the Seventh Amendment. Seventh Amendment being this version of English. It's okay, here we go. Let's try. In suits at common law where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by juries shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. Huh? Okay, so after doing some research, the $20 back then is about $75,000 in today's world. Also, essentially what the Seventh Amendment is saying, that the court which works with enforcing the law or making judgments so that the law can be enforced has to be recognized by the government of the United States, and that a person cannot set up another court, or that a court from another government can't be used. So this all came from the fact that what I mentioned back in the Sixth Amendment, that the English judges prior to America attempting to become a country would enforce or would be biased toward the king and not necessarily be fair to people. So this was one way to say, well, if you're going to be judged or if you're going to be in a legal issue, then you should be using the laws, rules, regulations of where you're living and not be judged by somebody who doesn't live in the same country or place that you're living in. Different cultures have different values, different ways of thinking about things, and you should be judged by your peers, hence the jury and so on and such forth. So it's simply trying to enumerate the fact that laws should be applied to the people, by the people, through the surrounding culture of those people and not somebody else. And essentially, this is just one more way for the Founding Fathers to communicate to us the difference between what they had in unfairness to the crown as colonies and what the difference is between monarchy and democracy and freedom and being controlled, because this is all about freedom, right? I mean, the Constitution starts with we the people. We have to do this stuff. We have to know this stuff. We have to be involved with the government and with each other. When bad things happen, we either have to support one another, or we have to help set each other straight, or we have to enforce the laws. Let's say the law enforcement is not there to enforce the laws, then we have to enforce the laws. This is how we the people make America a better country than England allowed their colonies to be. But that's like 200 some odd years ago. Like, who cares about that? Isn't like America different now? Well, I guess that's the question that's trying to be answered. Quite simply, America is the only country in the world that directly deals with freedom and how to protect it in its constitution and in its founding documents. It is the safe place, it is the protected space, it is where freedom lives. And as Americans, first and foremost, it is our job to help protect that freedom in any way that we're able to. At least, that's what it seems like to this immigrant. I know many people disagree with me, and that's fine. They have that right. They are Americans because they're free, because nobody is telling them what to do, how to believe, or how to be. But if that doesn't stay, if that's not protected, if that doesn't get perpetuated, then maybe their children won't have the same ability. Maybe their children will be forced to do, believe, whatever. You've all heard this before. So, the Seventh Amendment is important to me because it reminds me what it means to be fair. And that at the end of the day, freedom allows for greater fairness than any other system. Because within that freedom, the people get to decide what and how is fair. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. There's some pretty cool stuff coming up. I hope to see you again soon. Good night. Good day. Goodbye.